Episode 61, done and done.
Nice.
Don't be too shocked by the intro clip art.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I wonder if there's like, there's a certain period of time where like Genghis Khan, if it was like 100 years ago, people would have been like, oh, he's such an evil person. But like, is there a specific duration
how long it needs to be
before you could just be like, oh yeah, just Genghis Khan? You never think of him like a murderer. You think of him as like a historical figure.
Yeah. I understand what you mean.
I think it's like 1,000 years, 2,000 years.
I don't know. When is Hitler correct to use?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So like,
it's been like over 40 years, right?
Dan Carlin was talking about that actually, how like maybe in 2,000 years they'll see him as like a, like somebody who brought culture together, like
Okay.
Because like Alexander, I think it's Alexander the Great or Genghis Khan. He's the one who made us bring markets together, even though he's a killer. But we see him now as like somebody who unified a lot of the lands.
Very cool.
Yeah, just saying. All right, so
cool. Merchandise.
Yeah, let's pick up some tees on Teespring, shop.godlyfire.com. Support the podcast like that, or just like, share, subscribe, comment.
Good stuff.
Yeah, video reply. I keep asking for it. I'm still getting none.
I see.
But yeah.
All right. Here we go.
2, 1, boom, and we are back with another episode of Socratic Gamers. This is episode 61.
Yes.
6-1, divisible by 6-1, and 1 and 6. No, it's not divisible by 6. So this is the standard, typical podcast where we talk about 4 things. We cut it down in the interest of my editing time. You might notice a sweet overlay. Well, the same overlay. Yeah, yeah, it's true.
If you were watching it live,
if you're watching it live, you'd notice a slight difference in the overlay. We figured out how to make this more efficient when it comes to my editing.
Yeah.
Because time is money. Oh, bless you, said the Lord. Bless you twice.
Always when we start.
Yeah. Or time overlays. Time is gold. Time is money. So in terms of time and money, Pokemon Go.
Oh yeah, you got that into that like really late.
I got so into Pokemon Go really late. My time was not money on that one.
Well, maybe it is the right time too, because there's a lot of things that have been changed.
That's true. You know,
better.
So
it's also try to get people to get new people as well, right?
For sure.
That's the whole point.
And it's funny because like hold on, wait. You might hear some clicking on my phone because I'm pulling up the notes. But
notes.
So
you did notes?
Yeah, I did notes. So anyways, when Pokemon first came out, I was traveling, talked about this before, and then you guys were like talking about this freaking Pokemon game. And I remember, I think I FaceTimed you while I was in the Philippines, and you were talking about, yeah, this Pokemon game's so good. I was like, and then even when we were in Cambodia, it's like, please do not play Pokemon while, and I was like, what the hell?
Really?
What? Yeah, there's signs everywhere. It's like, these are sacred grounds. Do not play Pokemon on the sacred grounds.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, all right, like this game must be intense, you know?
See, what's the problem? It's just on your phone.
Yeah, true. I don't know. Out of respect. Whatever. So when we came back, I tried to play it with you.
Okay.
And I hated the game. I was like, this game's so terrible. I couldn't get the spin. I still can't even get the tossing the Pokeball correct.
Oh, the curve
so
spin
hard.
Or whatever.
Yeah, I don't like it. But yeah. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna play this game. And then at Brownlee's wedding, Ray got into it. Well, I was walking with your brother because we'd walk Athena, and then he'd be playing, and I'd be like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, you guys are. I'd watch him like interact with people he didn't know, or like. And I thought that was kind of cool, like bringing people together, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I'm still not sold. I don't want to play the game. And then at Brownlee's wedding, Ray was playing. He's like, yeah, I stopped playing, and then I just got back on. And I was like, and then he played it the whole night, and I was like, what's so good about this game that you're like playing it all night? So then I was like, all right, let me just download it, right? And I got hooked.
Okay.
Because you know what it is? I was talking to your brother about this one. It's how Pokemon was meant to be, you know?
Yeah,
like,
I think that's why it will work the way it is.
Like I was, it was funny because like he'd be like, oh, this, and I'd name the Pokemon, and he'd be like, how do you know the names? Like, but I'm like, yeah, I was a huge Pokemon fan, like the Game Boy versions. I was obsessed. Like I'd play that all the time. because it's like you're in a world, you get to catch these cool Pokemon, evolve them. They're like your pets, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you battle with them and stuff. But like, what this game does is like you, instead of playing as Ash or whatever, you are you.
You are Ash.
You are like nobody like you are you.
Yeah.
You know, and like I really like that about the game. But a lot of the features that I like, your brother was saying that weren't there in the beginning. I was like, oh, that's so cool how you can do this and this and this. And he's like, yeah, that wasn't there though.
Well, it's like, you know, it's like the start of a game, and it's like ready for release, but there's still more to come. Kind of
For
thing.
sure, yeah. So I guess that's why I jumped on right now, because it's like it's at that point where it's good now. You know,
Right.
like you can. Some things I really like are like the weather boosting. That's really cool. So like specific Pokemon will come out according to the weather.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. I like that you can send gifts to friends, and then you could build your friendship score. That's cool. I like.
Yeah.
I like how they're doing this. So I got this Alua Pokemon.
Okay.
So your brother's saying how like he's like the expert on this. This is my go-to guy whenever I'm like I got a Pokemon question, and he'll send me like links. So like
He watches so many
Yeah,
videos,
he does.
like,
Yeah,
over
you can get really into the game. Like
Yeah.
I'm like I'd say I'm like moderately into the game.
Yeah,
Like I'll
yeah.
play it, but like
he plays it
I'm not
too
deep,
much,
you know.
but
Yeah, he's deep in it, you know. He's like he
he's got,
sent me
like,
the
friends that go
calculator.
out. Yeah.
But no, but like he sent me the
Oh.
like he'll like oh what kind of Pokemon did you catch, and I'll read the description. He's like, oh yeah, that's probably like a 15 out of whatever, and I'm like, what the how'd you know that? He's like, yeah, I read all the calculations and like
I just find that I was like,
yeah, it's
I
like,
couldn't do
that's
all
too
that.
intense. Yeah, I
It's
know,
just
I know.
too
Me
much.
too. Like, but so the thing I really
much
liked
on
about
that.
the game is like I asked him like, what's the goal? Like, what's the end of the game? When you finish? And he's like, you set your own goal.
Yeah.
I was like, so you're saying I don't even have to fight other Pokemon? He's like, no. I was like, whoa, you could just catch, or you can like make level 40 your goal, or you can make like I want to battle all the gyms, you know, or like I want to catch all the Pokemon.
Catch 'em all, that's the
yeah,
whole
catch them all.
idea,
Yeah.
right?
It's like it's really up to you what you want to set. So like personally, I only want to keep cool looking Pokemon.
Okay.
So like I keep sending ugly ones back, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Why do you keep doing that?" I'm like, "That's my goal, yo. I want a stable full of like sick Pokemon, you know." But then like his goal is like, okay, I want to. Well, his was hit level 40, did that. Now he's like, let me just catch some rare ones and like blah blah blah. So, but what
They always
yeah.
keep coming out with something like too intense, like to
entice the
entice.
user.
The
Yeah, for sure.
user.
Oh, one thing that I felt like it reminded me of Ready Player One. So like, cause you assume the character and you're like living in this world, you
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
It's funny. I went on this Poke Walk with him, and I was saying how dangerous it is because I didn't remember the walk. I only remembered playing the game. Like, cause I'd look back in my memory, you know, like the walk would be over. I'm like, dude, where did we walk to? Because we were following the map in the game.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I wasn't really looking at I was looking at the world enough to like not bump into stuff.
Yeah.
You know, but like in terms of appreciating the scenery, no, I was looking at the map on my phone, like and trying to catch stuff. And I think it'll be even crazier when they get the artificial reality more on point. Because like right now you can like catch the Pokemon using like not artificial, augmented reality. Because like you could see our
AR,
apartment,
yeah.
you know, and then you can like see where the Pokemon is in the apartment, and you can catch the Pokemon in the apartment.
Right.
You know
Yeah, you
what I'm
can
saying?
kind of do that, but right now, right?
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, you can kind of do that, but it's like the ultimate form of escape. Like it's like the doorway to escapism right now. Like I could see how it could get even more intense. Like if you put like the VR goggles on and then augmented reality, and then all you see is just like Pokemon. You know, you can get to that point.
Yeah.
If you put like the cell phone holder for your eyes.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like to make it seem like augmented.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
And then they add like your brother's got like this clicker to throw the ball.
Oh yeah. What was it?
He's got like a Poke clicker thing. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
know.
It's there was like an attachment they were selling.
Yeah, exactly. And like so like imagine if you had the augmented reality and then you just toss the clicker. Like you use the clicker. It's like, dude, where does reality and video games separate? You know what I mean? You're like in it at that point.
Could be already in it.
We could, yeah, we could be already in it. But what I found with the game is that because like I'm a social media manager, like it's my job,
Yeah.
and like it, I think the reason why I gravitated towards the game is because it reminded me of my job. Because it's almost like each Pokemon is like each post, and then you curate the post
Okay.
to make it more appealing, right? A stronger post, right? With
Okay.
like more likes, like it's like the CP.
All right.
You know what I mean? And like, there's like ways to power up your post. You know, like
Mhm.
my little techniques, which I won't get into because then you'll steal my job, whoever you're listening. But yeah, so you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like it reminds me of like social media,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of scary because it's like there's some underlying thing that's there.
Well, it's meant to be a social kind of game too. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Because then exactly, totally. And then I was saying to Rav, like, if you could just chat with people, and he's like, yeah, that's not in there yet. But imagine if it was, then you start like chatting using the app.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
it could become like super social. In terms of, so, oh, okay. So some things that push it apart from other games are, first of all, it forces you to walk. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
so like I came home and then I showed my sister one of the crazy,
Something you got?
yeah, no, but it was like the special one. It's the what do I call it? The Alua Pokemon.
I guess.
Yeah, so
You just
I
mentioned that. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I caught a cool Alua Pokemon, and it was like a Vulpix Alua, and it was like, it looked really sick. And then she was like, "Oh, I want one." And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "How'd you get it?" I was like, "I hatched it from an egg." But like the eggs are like 7 kilometers to hatch, 3 kilometers. And I asked your brother like,
Mm.
"Can you just shake the phone?" And he's like, "No, it tracks you through GPS." So it's like, okay, so she has to walk.
Right.
And then she went for a walk because she's like, "Yeah, I gotta hatch this stuff too." I was like, "Yeah, I wanna go for a walk now too, just to hatch it," you know.
Ah.
So I like that it's pushing you in that realm.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And in terms of markets, I personally feel like it helped build the portable battery market.
Yeah, I was about
Yeah.
to say that.
Yeah, like without Pokemon, I don't think the market would have been so high. Like external batteries are like everywhere.
Yeah.
And not only that, but the key ring. I think the you know how they have the ring in the back of the phone.
Yeah.
I think that increased because of Pokemon. Because you don't want to drop
I
your
think
phone
so,
and use
too,
it for the
yeah.
spin. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's affecting a whole culture and like trends and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the market's really good. Yeah. Best game. Like jump on it if you're into like games and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I got.
I
Love
mean-
Pokemon.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, what level are you at right now?
I think like 24.
Cool. I'm at 17.
What? Really?
Yeah, 17. Yeah, that's what my sister said too, bro.
What?
She's like, "How did you get so far so fast?" And I asked your brother too. I was like, "How did I level up so?" It's only been like 3 weeks of playing.
Yeah, damn it.
And
What the
then
hell?
yeah, I know, right? And he's like, I told him like my sister like, "Oh, I'm at that level because I'm playing with your brother." Like,
Oh.
yeah, but the reason why is because we just keep doing tasks.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So it's
but
like, because he's so
it's
strong.
Because, yeah,
that, like-
it was so long before, so hard before, because he didn't have those things.
Yeah, like the strength,
And
right?
that's why I'm like at 24. I'm like,
Yeah,
what the
like
hell?
your brother's Pokemon are so strong that like if I'm like, "Yo, I need to complete this task by
Right.
beating this gym," he's like,
Yeah.
"Okay," and then he'll just beat it for me, and then like I'm there. So.
Oh, that's cheated.
No, but like
Nah,
it's
I'm
like
just
teamwork.
kidding, I'm
It's
just kidding.
teamwork.
Yeah, no, I know,
You
I know.
know,
I'm just
Gets you out there.
Just
Yeah.
saying.
No, I'm level 18 actually. Sorry,
Oh,
I leveled
damn.
up last night.
Oh,
Yeah.
what the hell?
And it's cool for like waiting around, like, you know. So
Hmm.
like, of course, like people are like, but then you should just appreciate the moment. That's why I got my 500-hour people. I understand what you mean about appreciating the moment, but you can appreciate the moment by appreciating technology. Yourself too much in the moment, then you're not thinking.
Mm.
So one could also conversely say that you're doing detriment to society because you could be thinking of a solution,
Right,
but you're not thinking.
right.
See what I'm saying? So like,
Oh, yeah.
so what is the correct path? Is the correct path to appreciate the moment or to think?
True.
Exactly. There is no correct answer. Get off my back. Pokemon's cool. All right. That's what I got.
No. Nice. What was the next topic?
You got your Elon Musk.
Oh, right, okay. Elon Musk. Well, it's more about
Oh. Or
Windows
Windows
are
open.
Damn
Oh, all right, whatever.
it. Uh,
You know what? Wait, quick pause. So I was listening to Aubrey Marcus on what's his name? Duncan Trussell, right? And then Duncan Trussell's like, "Oh, you are like a you are." So these two people are arguably like super spiritual, right? And then Duncan's like, "Oh, you've become a teacher," and Aubrey's like, "No, I want to become a student," right? And then Duncan's like, "I listened to this really cool line about like, it's best to live your life as a student, but leave the world as a teacher because you're passing on what you know to the next generation, right?"
Okay.
And I agree with that. I was like, I like that. Aubrey did not like that. He's like, I think of myself as a student forever, and like if I want to be a blah blah blah, right? That's not what the point was. But then the dog started barking, right? But these are two arguably people of like, like if you were looking at it as a novice, you'd be like, wow, these guys are so like profound. Like I thought that too.
Right.
Not that they're not profound, they are profound. But when the dog started like chewing on a squeaking toy, he got frustrated and he was like, let me go like deal with this dog really quick, blah blah blah. But I was like, but you just said that you should appreciate like it, like that's just life. Like life is life. So why would you get upset about it,
Yeah.
Like Athena always barks, and she's like currently she's chewing on the chair and I'm trying to stop her with my other hand. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Right.
Spirituality's a tough cookie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
But you know what's not tough? Elon Musk's usability for his amazing Tesla cars. Like the Segway. Alright, go ahead.
All right. So, that was last week when they do this thing like rating dealerships.
Oh, okay, cool.
How well they are at selling cars.
Okay.
Tesla's last place.
Ooh, rough life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me explain. It's
Well,
not.
it makes sense because they're custom cars.
What?
Are they custom cars?
What do
like
you mean
have
custom
to
cars?
pick out your car. They don't actually make it. They don't have.
No,
the
they don't.
cars
They don't mean
rated?
it. It's not mean. It's not meant like that. It's like
okay.
so when someone enters into a dealership, how good is this dealer guy to sell me a car?
Okay. Okay.
Because the whole point of a dealership is to pressure you to buy a car, right?
For sure.
But at Tesla stores, they don't.
Yeah.
That's not the point. The point is education.
Right. Okay.
So like that's why Ian was kind of happy with that.
No, it's kind of like Apple.
Yeah.
They do that too. It's like they.
It's to have them come back and check it out. Maybe they'll buy it eventually. But the whole point is to educate why it's better.
Okay.
And then he was saying, well,
it's
like
it's
the
like
article
change your
was
mind, change your life kind of
yeah.
thing.
The article was saying the issue with dealers is they don't make profit. They make profit by for servicing,
Okay.
right? And with electric vehicles, there's not really much of a service stuff,
Okay.
so it's not incentivized
Okay.
to sell.
Okay.
They push for like the gas cars, or whatever, right? Because they got to go through so much servicing and stuff like that throughout its life.
True. Okay.
So like that's another reason why they won't. That's why they don't do dealerships, because that's another reason why they don't. They won't sell electric cars that way.
Because there's low maintenance.
Yeah, and they don't make money through it. They
Oh,
make profit
sense.
through servicing, right?
Right. Right. Makes sense.
So and that's why that model doesn't work for them, I guess. So they tried. So they're. Yeah, the whole point is they're not to. It's not to.
You know what that's kind of like.
Pressure you to sell something.
That's kind of like. It's kind of like.
Because I felt that too. Is that when we were looking at cars a while ago,
Yeah.
I felt like that. Like they were like.
Being pressured. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I was like, oh, we can give you this deal. We can give you all this.
Yeah,
like
for
you know,
sure.
I'm like because I knew what it was going in, so I knew to say, yeah, no, it's okay, I'm good. Like I just
Right.
wanted to see how far I can go, because I knew I was just gonna say no.
Right. Right.
Right. So it was interesting because yeah, we went to the Tesla store. We didn't feel like that at all,
Yeah. No.
because it wasn't that. It was
Yeah,
just oh, check it out. This car, you take a seat, experience it.
You know what?
You can do a test drive or set up a test drive or whatever. But like, yeah.
You know what that thing kind of sounds like to me? It's kind of like measuring the effectiveness of steel using the metrics used for wood. You know what I mean? It's like not apples to apples. It's apples to oranges. So you're measuring Tesla's performance off of something that it doesn't actually use.
No, I know.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's
No,
kinda
no,
weird.
no, I know,
no.
I know,
And
yeah.
I'm like saying that it's like it's weird how like the marketing is presented to us to say like, oh, they're in last place, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
But it's
that's
like,
why you got to read the
Yeah.
to understand why they're in
But
last
then,
place.
but then that'll definitely affect stockholders, right? Because they'll like read it. And
Uh,
it's
well,
like shareholders or whatever.
I don't think so because they read into what it is.
Sure, I guess. Yeah. But
Yeah.
you know, influence.
It
does
hasn't
carry
affected them.
weight.
That's the whole point. Even he tweeted out. Elon tweeted out. Yeah, this is great.
That's funny. He doesn't care. He's friggin' Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Anyways, that was a really short one.
All right. So your the next topic is a controversial.
Kind of controversial. I guess it was kind of.
I don't know. Wait, what, is it controversial or is it just like?
I don't know.
Well,
I
that's
wouldn't
interesting.
say. I would say it's interesting. Yeah. I would say it's interesting
All right. Go ahead.
because it just came out. The Guardian did an interview with, like, his family and mainly his mom.
Whose family?
Osama bin Laden.
Oh no. Oh snap. All right. So yeah. What'd
Yeah.
she say?
Uh,
I love my boy.
well, she kind of, yeah, that is
every
what she
mother,
said, of course.
Every mother would say that.
Yeah, like, he was a very good kid. He loved me so much.
Oh no, that's sweet.
Yeah, I mean,
Aw.
yeah, it was like when he was like a
Yeah,
leader of a,
true, yeah,
like, she didn't
true.
see that side too,
For
right?
sure.
So a lot of like he only show only the one side, of course. Why
For
would
sure,
you
for
show
sure.
him? Why would you show her like all this other stuff that he's into,
That's true. Yeah.
right? And they like
you think
his
it's a PR piece to like I don't know. You said that they had like a lot of money still.
they still have they're a rich family
Yeah, but like what kind of PR? Like why would you choose to do this
now.
thing and now?
No,
Yeah.
I think people wanted to ask. Just the Saudi government was not allowing it to happen.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah, I
now
just-
there's
I
like
wanna
a
know
now
the
there's like a
backstory,
new
yeah.
Saudi government, and there's more like more
like
relaxed.
contemporary,
Yeah.
liberal.
yeah.
Makes sense.
Like, I'll get into that one a little bit later. The king guy. So basically, he was raised by his like stepfather, like since he was like 3 years old.
Oh, okay.
It's because his mom got a divorce.
Oh,
It's kind of interesting. I was like, oh, that happened back then too, for them.
they're Muslim, right?
Yeah.
So you're allowed to have a divorce. It's just
Yeah, I know,
Catholics
I
who
know,
are
I know,
not allowed.
So they're saying like how he became a different man when he went to university.
As most people will.
He was saying like he was he met this guy, Abdullah Azam,
Okay.
and a member of the Muslim Brotherhood.
Well, what is that?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
And was later that guy was later exiled from Saudi Arabia.
So, are we saying? Is she trying to suggest that her son was a victim?
Yeah, like he the quote is
Actually, you know,
he was I don't know if it's in that paragraph or not, but like yeah, he was brainwashed and basically kind of like
but aren't
like
we
a cult.
Aren't we all victims in that regard? Because it's like our entire. If I was born as him, and then like all of my experiences could have shaped me in the way that he got shaped.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, so are we not all victims in that regard?
I guess so. I don't know.
Right.
It depends on what level of brainwashing,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
right? Like,
Actually,
did
I
he
have a-
really change that much, or was he kind of already into that?
Yeah. I have a like my next topic is actually quite related to this, but keep going because it's like, it's interesting.
Yeah, he had. It was yeah, like it was in his 20s when he got that brainwash and all that stuff.
But
So
like,
it could be. I don't know.
Like with all this stuff that we consider bad, like because I listened to the hardcore history. I'm not getting into my full topic yet, but like this is like a side note of it. They're saying that like a lot of the things that we think are unjust now are like good for back then. So like if you were to like death penalty and then they put them to sleep and that's how they die.
Mm-hmm.
Like people are like, oh, that's so horrible, blah, blah, blah. But back then they used to tie the 4 of your limbs to horses,
Oh yeah.
and then they pull you apart,
Yeah.
or they'd like cover you in honey and bury you.
Mm.
And so you know what I mean? It's like it's all relative. So
Of course.
yeah. Anyways,
Yeah. So anyways, going back to that guy, that Muslim Brotherhood guy. So he got exiled from Saudi Arabia,
okay.
and
Just like Osho
and he became
got exiled from India.
he became Osama's spiritual advisor.
Oh, just like Osho. His spiritual advisor. Okay.
Yeah, I guess whatever.
Is Osama like a military leader? Like what? Like I mean, obviously he became one. Yeah, but like, how did
But he was just
like,
he was
in
part of a
war
rich family.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Just
So
a
it's
rich
like,
family.
how do you get his
They got
skills?
his money.
But how do you get his skills? You know,
What do you mean?
how do you get like training and stuff?
I don't know. They like during the time when they fought the Soviet Union, I guess, in Afghanistan. Is that what we're talking?
Yeah, I'm just curious. Like, how did he become such a great military leader?
Yeah, I
if he
think
was
it's
born-
no, because it's because of when they fought the Soviet Union in Afghanistan.
America.
Well, they gave them guns though, but
All right, yeah. You got to read
Anyways.
those books.
Mm,
Looming
yeah,
Tower.
yeah.
I'm gonna get that. Read that. Figure it out.
the book. Yeah, they kind of mentioned one of those, like in that article, like where they were easy. They had easy time finding him, and going to see him, where the CIA had difficulty.
Yeah.
And they said there was like they mentioned one part where it was he was there that was bombed by the CIA,
Yeah.
which was what we saw in that show Looming Tower
Oh, okay.
when they tried to kill him, but they were kind of late.
I don't remember.
I remember that. It was like in Looming Tower where like they wanted to attack. We should do it right now, like, but they were too late when they ended up deciding on doing it.
Oh, okay.
And then so, yeah, he's like his half brother's like, oh, I was proud of him, but not in that sense. He's like,
Okay.
hold up, because he was my oldest brother. He taught me a lot of different things.
Right,
So,
of course, of
So
course.
of course, yeah, that could make sense. Yeah, except for what he did.
Hmm.
It was. I think they also talked to like intelligence officer from Saudi Arabia that was there, and like, he was explaining. He met him a couple of times too, and tried to persuade him from not continuing what he was doing.
Okay.
And like Saudi Arabia wanted him back to invest, like to question him and things like that.
Yeah.
He didn't go back.
Okay.
He went to like Sudan. He made a honey business.
Oh. Okay.
Like,
Honey.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In honey, yeah. And then I
That's
guess
cool.
that money was also used again. He was able to stay in Afghanistan because of the success against the Soviet Union. They kind of
Cool.
like gave him
Immunity. No,
kind of, yeah, like he's allowed to stay or whatever.
Hmm.
And then kind of from there is where he became more popular and more
Interesting.
leaderish in his Al Qaeda ways. and
It's funny
all
how
that
like
stuff.
everything is just a domino effect. You know what I mean? Like if you just cut off, like you know those movies where you can go back in time, like Looper. If you just kill them before they begin, you know. I'm not saying kill like.
Yeah.
But like, it's funny how it's just a giant domino effect of who you become in life is just a series of events.
Yeah.
And then we just call it like
Mhm.
life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot to the article. I think people should read it. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Near the end of it, they talked about his youngest son, Hamza.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Hamza. And he has...
What does that mean?
what? His
Hamza,
name?
yeah.
I don't know his name. I don't know. You gotta look it up. He has...
Hamza means something.
he's there fighting, like, on behalf of his dad. Like, he's trying to avenge his father's.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
He's
Wait,
29
what?
years old.
Oh, wow. He's the same age as me.
Yeah.
We could be friends.
Yeah. He's there still.
Wait, 29 turning 30?
I guess.
Oh, same age. Best friends. It's generational.
Yeah, like he was saying, like quoting his. I think it's his half brother quoting the son of Osama, like, I'm going to avenge my father. I don't want to go through that again. Or he was saying, like, I don't want to go through that again. If Hamza was in front of me right now, I would tell him to, like, God guide you and think twice about what you're doing.
You know what this really is? It's almost like people with a lot of clout. We're all subject to folly, right?
Yeah.
And like people with a lot of clout have the biggest voices, so they can do all these crazy things, right?
Mhm.
I get now why in the anime, like you'd have the old master who wants to live in the mountains because he's like, oh, people are just silly. I never got that before, but like looking at this now, it's kind of like you almost just want to not detach or dissociate. Like it's interesting to hear about, but it's like this does not
Right.
like this is not something I want to like place my
Mhm.
energy
Mhm.
in and focus on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like this is kind of ridiculous, you know? Because if you really look at why wars start, it's all over like power.
Yeah.
You're just trying to get more clout. So people
Yeah.
with clout already are just trying to battle for more clout.
Right.
Right. But if we just like detach from that, just focus on your own thing, it's like you'll be a lot happier. Let the chips fall where they may, I guess, But then people are like, oh, but then you're just apathetic and you don't want to help. It's like, no, well, are you upset? Because I'm not upset because I don't listen to it, Oh,
Right.
then we're just slaves to society, but you're a slave to nature. So at any moment, we could have a giant hurricane that kills us.
Right.
So like, you know what I mean? It's like if you think about life in terms of like how small we are, and these seemingly big problems are actually not very big problems. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
So yeah, I didn't know about his son. Yeah, he's still out there trying
Like freedom fighter?
to. Yeah.
Did they get an interview with his son?
No. He's not there, right?
Oh, okay.
He's in Afghanistan.
You know who's the same age as him? Conor McGregor, me, ASAP Rocky, Khabib Nurmagomedov, Kendrick Lamar. What, Kendrick Lamar? No, maybe not Kendrick Lamar. But it's like, I don't think Kendrick Lamar. But it's like, it's like,
Right.
dude, we're all from the same. It's what I find funny. It's like we're all from the same year.
Mm.
These are like your graduating class kind of thing. And then I
Right.
always think like, what am I doing in relation to my graduating class? Because like you hear about these people like freedom fighters, like giant rappers, fighters and stuff. When you hear that they're your age, you're like, oh, I'm at the age where I can actually make a difference in life. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when you're like 12, it's like shut up, freedom fighter kid. Unless you're like like a child soldier or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like we're actually at that age now where it's like our choices matter and
Yeah.
etc. I feel like there's going to be a big shift. Like I'm watching this guy, Super Eye Patch Wolf. I think that's his name. And like the things he was saying about anime, like being our formative years, like he called it formative media, and like everything he was talking about, I was like, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
And it's like, oh, because I'm that age, I'm that generation,
Mm.
It's just weird, and the fact that they're all doing that, it's like, oh, the mindset's definitely changing. Because, like we didn't have to deal with war. We didn't
Right.
have to deal with, well, I mean, we saw it on the news in terms of like 9/11 and stuff, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
great connection to Osama, but,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just feel like there's, the old's going to die out and then the new are going to come in. Are you done with that?
Interesting. Yeah. Well,
Alright,
like.
Like even with this Saudi king now.
Oh yeah,
he's
yeah,
more liberal.
yeah. He wants to. Yeah, we did say.
Who is he, king?
He is a king now. Yeah.
Oh, that's
he's
cool.
He's actually like 30 or something. 32.
That's what I'm saying,
yeah,
yo.
he's 32. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Something like- yeah.
We're seeing like I don't want to say a shift in consciousness because that sounds super pretentious. We're seeing a shift in paradigms. Is paradigms less pretentious than consciousness?
I don't know.
Which is
I
more pretentious?
guess. I
Which
don't know.
all right. So like saying paradigms makes you sound like I'm elitist smart, and saying conscious makes me sound like a hippie yogi.
Right.
So which one do I want to be? Conscious paradigms? Can I put them together? So I sound like I'm
Sure.
the best of both worlds?
Yeah, sure.
All right, anyways.
Yeah. So like he wants to because what happened in I think so because of all these terrorists that did the 9/11 came from Saudi Arabia,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like that you can't really do anything in Saudi Arabia. Like there was movies were, like the cinemas were like stopped in a way. Like
Wait, sorry.
Kind of like have them bored.
So, because you're talking about education, and I just thought it because I was making that joke about conscious paradigm shifts.
Okay.
So like, chances are you don't know that I'm running because like that's my job, social media, right? So chances are you don't know that I'm the one pushing forward a thought that you double tapped on Instagram,
Okay.
right? But the funny part about that is I've even begun to see people that follow the accounts that I manage changing their lexicon, their words in the way that I'm shaping it. So like I started to see like a straying away or a deviation from saying things like conscious because I don't use those words anymore because I'm like I feel that's pretentious. So like on every post that I do like for these other people, I always say like perspective or paradigm or you know what I mean. And then like I started to see other people using that who follow those accounts, and I'm like, oh, that's how you educate the masses. You just educate them through entertainment. They double set. They're like, yeah, this is cool, and then you motivate them by simply just doing. That's why I like social media, because it's very innocuous. You know, you see it. Yeah. Yeah. Because you're talking about educating. You know what I mean? Like about the Tesla thing.
Right.
They're there to educate.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's like
yeah.
that's really the scheme.
Right.
It's like it doesn't matter if you don't buy it now, but your thought process will change.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Yeah.
Because you can't change if you sell things through like impulse,
Mm-hmm.
then you're never gonna change anything.
Right.
Like let me sell you a car.
Yeah.
These are the benefits because it's easy. But then if you sell things through education, then it might not be today or tomorrow, but 5 years from now, 10 years from now, the whole mental attitude of a generation is going to shift.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Dragon Ball Z, they're just entertaining us but educating us at the same time.
That's true. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's how it works. That's actually that's a standard. So it's funny because like it sounds common tactic
Mm-hmm.
that they will use throughout time.
Yep.
You know, it's like why do you think they chose the specific books that they chose for your elementary school? Hello, you know what I mean? Like why is the USSR still think they're in the Cold War?
Right.
Education. Educate the masses. All right, sorry, I'm deviating super hardcore on that one. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's good read. It's just interesting.
All right, so it's
To get his
it's a 7
backstory.
thumbs up.
Sure. You can say that.
Yeah. you know, I was such a troll. I was doing this interview for my school when I came back from working for the what is it called? The Global Edge program. And they're like, what would you like to say about this program? I was like, I'll give it a 7 thumbs up. And then they wrote, you can Google it. Like, just type my name in, you'll see the article. It's like, Herbal James says, 7 thumbs up for this program. I'm like, yeah, I was just trolling you, though. Because I was in a room and they're just, like, interviewing me. You know what I mean? It's,
Right.
like, so funny. So funny. Yeah.
That is funny.
Perspectives. Anyway, so the last topic is...
You didn't tell me what this is. So.
Yeah, it's less of a question and more of, like, a thought... engagement exercise. Well, I guess that's what questions do, but I was listening to Hardcore History. You know Alexander the Great, right?
Yeah.
So this is just like this is in line with the Osama thing. So it's all about which point of view you're listening to. So I grew up like Alexander the Great's the best, right? Because that's Western culture. The West was influenced by Greek culture and Roman culture. You know, like Greeks influenced Romans.
I don't know who put the great on there, right? That's also them. Right?
Yeah, it's all right. And he was saying that there's everything is anecdotal. They don't actually know anything about Alexander the Great. The only actual historical evidence is one sentence in the history, in the actual history textbooks. Everything else is other people's like mentions of him, like they're like speaking candidly about him, but like.
Probably Aristotle.
Yeah, exactly. But like if you actually look at like what's written down in history, they only have one sentence of Alexander the Great. I thought that was kind of funny.
So like, where did the great come from then? Is it in that sentence?
All right. So okay. So Alexander the Great, because he was the greatest emperor of Macedonia.
Yeah.
And he fought the Persians. Blah blah blah. So that's from the Greek perspective.
Persians or the Babylonians?
Babylonians. He also fought against the Persians as well.
Yeah, okay.
So this is funny. So like in history, if you read the Bible, there's like Darius the Great and Cyrus. They're mentioned as being amazing leaders, right? They spoke directly with God. They're Persians, right? So the reason why we have this negative perception is like the movie 300. You know, that was Xerxes. He's the son of, I think, Cyrus, and he's the one who made it go downhill, right? So that's not really what I want to get into, but what I want to say is like our negative perception of Persia through that movie, because all I knew about Persia was 300, the movie, right?
Oh, okay.
Like, did you read? Like, I didn't really read that much history, but I'm listening to this like history podcast right now.
Yeah, but I wouldn't trust a movie to.
That's what I'm saying. No, of course, but that's because you're coming at it from a place of like unbiased, objective observance, right? But like most people would just watch the movie and be like, "Oh yeah, they're bad," like right? You know, like I was like that too.
The movie even had like stuff that's not real though.
I know, but that movie came out in our formative years. I was like 40. No, how old was I?
I don't know.
I was like 2000s. I don't know, something. I was still like, like you're still forming your perspective because you're older than me, right? So like you had 2 years of introspection, whereas I didn't. So when I'm watching it, like I didn't have the extra 2 years of education, self-education, right?
Okay.
So what was I gonna say? This little pop up over here confused me. Oh, so what history actually tells you is the Persians are actually really open-minded. What they would do is they'd let you rule however you wanted to rule. You know, they'd just be like, okay, you're submitting under us, but you get to keep your own governance, you get to keep your own army. You're just working with us. Like you were just a team, right?
Yeah.
And oftentimes, like, even though, like, oh, the Greeks hated the Persian stuff, the Persians would actually pay a lot of Greeks to fight for them.
Right.
You know? So this is what the movie doesn't tell you and stuff. But what I really want to get into is, like, so Persians...
That wasn't that time, though, right? That was after they lost?
The
300... Yeah,
No, this is, like, on their rise to becoming amazing.
Yeah, I mean, like, paying Athenians to fight their...
I think that was after, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because they, like, lost and they had to, like...
300, they lost.
Maneuver out of it and stuff. But so...
Well, we're not going to get into that.
So arguably, they're a very open-minded culture, which is like very what we would aspire to be like today. They even ruled through truth. It was like a capital punishment, like death, if you lied, right?
Mm-hmm.
They also, and because of that, they didn't believe in merchants, right? You should
Right.
pay fair value for what it is.
Okay.
But they didn't like the Greeks because the Greeks were very mercantile.
Mm-hmm.
So like, they didn't like the fact that you could lie about how much something cost, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, it sounds good. If we were saying that, like, wouldn't you want, like, you know, like, all the spiritual stuff today, wouldn't you want to live in a society where everyone told the truth? And wouldn't you want to live in a society where everyone's open-minded, very liberal, blah, blah,
Right.
blah? We'd be like, yeah, of course we want to do that. So, why is Alexander the Great Alexander the Great? Actually, Alexander the Great's nickname to the Persians was the Demon King. They didn't look at him as a great person. They thought of him as like a sword, like a demon that was coming to slay their lands. They were
The
scared.
Persians?
Yeah, they were scared of Alexander.
Yeah, I don't...
No, right.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, history doesn't say he's the Demon King. They tell you he's
Well,
Alexander
his
the
enemies
Great.
would call him that. Why wouldn't they?
Right. But what I'm saying is, through
When-
our perspective,
Yeah.
we see him as a warrior of justice. He's Alexander the Great, going to do great things, right?
No, I don't think I meant...
But if we call him,
Any warrior would have, like, he's killing people.
of course. But what I'm saying is, like, the social narrative is that he's great. That's why he's got Alexander the Great. We don't call him Alexander the Demon King, right? Like colloquially known,
Right.
Popularly
but what
known.
did the 300 call Xerxes, right?
The Persian loser. I don't know.
No, I'm just saying, wouldn't they call him also like a demon in a way?
No, not a demon. They said he was effeminate, so they called him like.
Yeah, but that's
like a bad boy.
their
version. No,
their
negative
version of being
right.
offensive to him.
Now this brings back my Osama thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, yeah, but if you won, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Just like Hitler, we wouldn't be having this conversation. History's always told in the light of the winner.
Of course.
And that's what we forget. So, no, but if you realize that history's told in the light of the winner, then you have to look at your current state. Is this person I'm not saying he's right. You know, like don't kill me, FBI or whatever, you know. I'm not saying he's right. If you want to judge my position, I've become that freaking person in the mountains being like, you guys, I'm just going to talk about it, but you guys can do your own things because I don't want to get involved, you know. Which is
Right.
kind of funny because I always wanted to be a spy. That's why I did all the martial arts stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like now it's like I just don't want to get involved because it's like it's kind of ridiculous in my mind, you know.
But that's like the oldest thing, though. I knew that a long time ago.
Which one?
History's told by the winners.
I know, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So like,
I think you knew that too. It was just
we'd say it. No, like it's sort of like Blink-182. I'm trying to think of their lyrics right now. I can't think of any. But like you'd say these things as a kid, but they never have any impact. Like you'd say things, but you wouldn't fully understand them because you don't have the experience or the life experience or the knowledge to understand what it is you're saying. We would just repeat things because they were like very catchy and engaging.
okay.
So I Dan Carlin. No, sorry, not Dan Carlin. That's the History on Fire guy. Who's the comedian? Carlin? George Carlin?
Yeah.
All right, so Blink-182 has this song called, well, I don't want to swear, but it's called Happy Holidays or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they just swear throughout the whole thing. They just, like, the whole song is just repeating swear words.
Okay.
Right? So I thought that was funny as a kid, right? So you're just repeating something, right? But then later in my older age did I find out through experience and, like, learning about the world, that's Dan Carlin's comedy skit. So not Dan Carlin, George Carlin, sorry. Dan Carlin's the historian.
Oh, okay,
History on
okay.
Fire. George Carlin, he fought against censorship.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, okay, you guys have censorship? And then he just listed off these swear words, right, in a specific order. And then that became their song.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if you look at the levels, it's sort of like watching a Disney movie and then, like, being older, you're like, oh, I get the more adult connotations. You know what I mean? So when you say, oh, you knew that as a kid, it's like, yeah, I knew of it, but I didn't know it. You know what I'm saying? It's hitting more home now that I'm older and being like, oh, history's totally written by the winners.
Yeah.
We would say that to, like, be jerks. It's like when I talked to my teacher and I was like, oh, we're like a cult.
No, I think I took
didn't
that
really
to,
know what it meant.
Right, I took that to heart.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
But it's also your upbringing. Like, I don't know, like, maybe in your household they were, like, feeding you that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Somehow, because I don't know how it came up or who said it. Someone said it that kind of like made me think, oh shit, you're right. So like I would just question whoever the win, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, that's just their perspective,
True. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
right? I
Yes,
think
I
that's
never
probably
did
where
that.
that happened
No.
from.
I'd say it to be like a disturber. Like, you know what I mean? Like just saying
guess
it
if
because it's
it's-
funny to me. And then you'd watch, like, your teachers be like, what are you saying? That's terrible.
Right.
You know, I got a kick out of it, but I never, like, took it seriously.
Oh.
But now I'm taking it seriously. It's like, oh, that's very true. The more you educate yourself, the more you see the duality of every situation. The bias.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's like subjective bias, you know? Because that's life, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course, you're gonna be influenced by something.
it's true.
Just what happens with our brains.
That's true. And then when you think about it, if, like, life just went on and, like, there was a hurricane and then we all died, it's like, what subjective bias?
Does it really matter?
Yeah, that's actually one of the takeaways I really like about having, like, a dog, because they really don't care about your silliness. Like, I could be like, oh man, I got this problem, and then she's like, just feed me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I really like that about the dog, because they remind you of, like, how silly your feeble mental problems are.
Right.
Yeah. So
I
till
guess
next
that
time.
was the stars for me, I guess.
The stars? Yeah, you're looking up at the sky. But we have light pollution. I can't see anything up there. No,
Yeah.
looking at the sky scared me, actually, because it felt like I was falling. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I liked it.
Falling into knowledge for you, though. Oh, snap. I fell into enlightenment.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, final thoughts, takeaway.
You know, be
Be beautiful, be
mindful
you.
of who
Oh.
you're reading it from, like just who's telling the story.
That's true. Yes, my
What were you
takeaway.
saying?
Oh, no, I was being another disturber. Be beautiful, be you. Be great.
No.
Love all that you do, because the
Yeah.
universe is full of love. If there is no love, there's no creation. If there is no love, there is no people. There is no you. So love every aspect of your life. Can you, though? You tell me.
That's too much. Lubby dubby.
Yeah. You know what? That's how you get taken advantage of. It's like, you should love the fact that you're giving me this money right now. So give it to me. You know what I mean? Like, you should love your situation. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
it's so, like, contradictory. I feel like people that say those things don't really understand what they mean. They're just, like, hopeful. They're like delusioned optimists.
Right.
You know, deluded optimists. You know, because it's like,
Yeah.
if you really believe that, then feel glad knowing that you're gonna give me your year's paycheck.
Mm.
Please, godlightmyfire.com. Send me an email and give me your money. If if you really believe in the love, because I would love if you did that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. All right. Till next time.
Cool.
Take it easy.
Peace.
Bye.